Go ahead.
Is there something you really want to see out of Dwayne Haskins as he faces first team reps, supposedly against the
I want to see him take care of the football, make good, smart decisions, and move the offense in a nice, solid way down the field.
At this point, is he still competing with Mason for that number 2 spot, or Mason's not playing because he locked up?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Ben and Mason aren't playing, and Dwayne and Josh are. That's our plan going in. And as we said last week, every game we've got a little different plan that obviously Coach lays out. And we're really excited to watch those two guys play today, or tomorrow, or next day, whenever we're playing.
Now you've got 3 guys, rookies, who will likely be making significant contributions to your offense. As you looked at Pat and Najee and Kendrick, how much of their maturity and mental acuity, that sort of thing, played in your decisions to select them, knowing that they might make an impact quickly on your team?
Well, obviously, I was just hanging out during the selection. I'm not taking any part of that. Obviously, Mr. Uri and Mr. Colbert and Coach made great decisions, and that whole staff. But as far as from a coaching perspective, once they got here, you look at Naj, and I've talked about it, his work ethic, his football IQ, the way he's picked things up. Obviously, there's a lot, and we're growing, we're working. I said it last week. We're going to go right up until we get to Buffalo as far as teaching and working at it. But all those things he's done a great job at. The same with Pat. I think he's done a great job, and obviously you guys saw some flashes of him, but there's still learning and growth there. And then KG and Dan up front have both. That's go up there and play up front in the NFL. There's a lot to it. So all 4 of those guys are really football guys, have come in and acted like pros, and from a coaching perspective, we're very happy with the way they work at it. Very happy.
Pat said he's a guy that really likes the details, and maybe that's why he's so good in the red zone. What have you seen from him in that regard? Have you noticed his kind of detail-orientedness?
I think he's got a real drive, to be great, and obviously, working on his craft. And obviously, you saw some of those, inches will make you a star in this game, right? Wherever the ball is placed, and obviously, Ben's so good at that. And the time they've put in together, you saw some of that last week. And there's a whole lot more to do, and a whole lot more growth to occur. But I think Pat's openness and willingness to do that is impressive, and certainly we're using that to our advantage.
Matt, you didn't get a chance to do the preseason last year, your first go-round in the NFL.
Right.
What's this been like for you, kind of trying to measure everything, looking at guys?
It's a great opportunity to watch guys, in a game situation, with everybody out watching them. The lights are on. I mean, it's a different environment than a scrimmage you might have or something like that. So I've certainly enjoyed it. And, for us, every day is just a work day, and I do appreciate that, the way we handle it, the way Coach sets it up. But it's been a great experience to watch, learn.
Is this last week of the preseason maybe a little more challenging because you have some guys taken off the table for you?
I mean, not obviously. We've done that kind of the whole way through, different guys, and you have that with injuries. Obviously, we come in, we know who we're planning on playing, and things happen. Some guys get nicked up or whatever all the time. So you coach the guys you're going to play with, and you accept the challenge. So no, I wouldn't say it's any more challenging. It's just kind of where we are at the time.
Matt, you're going to stay up in the press box the way you like to speak?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, how do you communicate with Ben, or if he wants to communicate off the field?
So obviously, you guys all know this. You've been doing it longer than me in the NFL. So I'm able to talk directly to Ben on the field, up until 15 seconds. So calling the plays, there's no middleman with that. A lot of guys are obviously doing it in the league. When Ben comes off, Sully's right there with him. We've got a headset for Ben. If Ben wants to talk to me, if I want to talk to Ben, he puts a headset on. We did that last week, and here's what we saw. Here's what we're thinking. What about this? So it's a very fluid situation there. I think it went very well last week, and obviously last week was just what it was. But we feel good about where we're at with that.
Now, there's been times where Ben has taken over play calling, given the situation of the game. Do you feel pretty comfortable, do you have a good rapport with him on when those times will be necessary, and kind of how you balance letting him do what he wants as opposed to you making the call?
Yeah, I think we're all that matters is we actually had a conversation about that after he was out. He was still engaged on the phones throughout the game last week once he was done playing, and I think Ben and I have a very similar belief that all we want to do is win games, and we're going to work together. And I've said it from day one. I've learned from him. I listen to him, and obviously we have things that let's give this a look on both sides. Maybe we're doing this, and this is a thought I had, and give this a look, and hey, look at this from his perspective. And all we're trying to do is find a way to score one more point in the team we play every week we play. That's our only goal, and I think all of us are doing that. Certainly not minimizing the great ability and knowledge of the game Ben has, and I've said that multiple times. We're going to use everything we can to get that done.
What progress have you seen from Haskins from the start of OTAs now? What do you like?
I've liked how he's worked every day. I know I've said that, kind of continue to say that. I think he comes into work, he's trying to learn the way he's trying to watch our system, watch what we do. I've been really happy with that. I think he's making quick decisions. So he's improved. Camp's a fun time. You have a good day, you have an average day, you have so I think every day he's moved the right direction for the most part, and I've enjoyed his steady progression. I think Sully's done a good job bringing him along, and again, you come to a new system, you've got to learn it all, and he's hit that from the ground floor with what we did and just kind of progressed in a good way. So we're excited to see him, he and Josh go and see how they perform, out there with a few more reps than they've got.
Urban Meyer was sort of complaining last week. Why do we have to hide what we do during the preseason? Why can't we go and do it? Sort of venting. I think this is before they played the Saints the other night. I mean, is it what we've seen the last couple of weeks? Is this the triple vanilla, or has there been a little bit of cinnamon swirl in there or anything like that?
It's just been enough to move the ball and hopefully win. That's all we're trying to do. So every game we'll do that to the best of our ability.
You put a little more on his plate each week, though, for Dwayne?
Yes and no. It's our job to put players in position to make plays. That's something I've always believed in, and obviously, we got 4 guys that are very talented, have NFL experience, and they're all quarterbacks, but they're all different. They all have different strengths. They all like different throws. So our job is to, you say put more on them, but obviously continue to build the offense to a throw he likes here, or maybe he sees this better. Now in practice, we're going to keep working on the things he doesn't like. But on game day, we're going to certainly try to focus on the plays that they can do well, that do obviously tie into our game plan and what we think the defense gives us.
In the same sense, how do you feel Mason has adapted and progressed?
Oh, Mason's doing a great job. He's making plays, he's making throws. Obviously it's a new system for him in some ways. Obviously the pass game, as we've said, is the same, but I think Mason's working at it. Mason's a student of the game and certainly works very hard to be up on it. So I think obviously we want to score every time we have the ball. We want to make every play. Every play we call is supposed to work, right? We don't call ones that aren't supposed to work. So that certainly falls to me first, but Mason, Ben, all of us, we want every play to work. But Mason's doing a great job of learning. He's ready to go. He's made some really good plays. We just have to continue to improve everybody.
Last 2 for Matt.
Regarding Dwayne getting the start, how can you make him comfortable? Finding that comfort zone with plays he likes. Is that something you really try to take into consideration with play calling and kind of making a guy like Dwayne?
I would hope that's what the quarterbacks I've coached forever would say. We're working very hard we put together a game plan and that we believe will work against the defense we're playing. To the question earlier about preseason and what you're seeing. Sometimes we see in this, we don't know. So that's the fun part. There's a little bit of getting into a game and seeing what they're really going to do. That's always the case. But obviously that's our job, is to put them in a position to make plays, to make them comfortable, things they like. But certainly it has to tie in. You can't run a route that's great into cover 3, just because he likes it and it's better into cover 2. And we have to work to make those. But all our guys can make those plays.
Do you have that situational, I guess, play calling as well? Obviously, when you play the ball, you on 3rd and 20 than you would do on 3rd and 4. There's certain plays that you guys kind of pick out and say Dwayne is comfortable with on a 3rd and medium situation or a 2nd and long.
Yeah, we talk. I think that's something we do. Sully does a good job, meeting with them. I meet with them as well about what they like and kind of what we think is going to happen. And that's to be, like I said, everything's supposed to work when you call it, and obviously defenses make that a challenge. But we have a plan going in, and then you adjust as you can. But I certainly take into account what they like, and they know what we're thinking.
All right. Thank you, Matt.
All right, guys. Thank you.